Building is one of the most integral parts of Azur Lane, bringing the hearts of many around the world to build some overly proportional waifus or some illegal lollies they lust over in their alone time. Though if one is unlucky in obtaining their beloved, one may become enraged and start losing their ways, becoming one with the pay-to-win faction. And with around 600 ships in the game and rising, it's easy for one to fall from such grace. So I am here to take a stand and change the way you see Azur Lane by eliminating the use of wisdom cubes in order to show that one should show joy with what they already have. This means that during this quest, I'm unable to build, do cube analysis projects, or make any PR ships. The goal? Completing the main story relying on purchasable and droppable ships only. The quest is not going to be an easy one, but it will be for the greater good of the Azur Lane community. I'm your Commander Vulcan, and this is the Cubeless Warrior Challenge. Alrighty fellas, welcome to episode 5 of the Cubeless Warrior Challenge. I'm excited to be here and hopefully y'all are too. Firstly, I want to thank all of y'all for the recent support in the last episode and the previous episodes. Support has been fucking tremendous. It means a lot to me, and keep up the support. Also, make sure y'all stay till the end of the video so you know who the winner of the Cube Tribute Jar competition is. Now, let's go ahead and go over the agenda. First order of business, I'll be giving you guys the usual progress update, what I did on my off time, and the ships I want to go for in the future. After that, we're going to be doing the Khorovod of Dawn's Rime event rerun, and then last but not least, we're going to be farming up in the Visitors Died in Red War Archive. We're going to be trying to fish for a Zuikaku and maybe a few of the Ryusei blueprints, and maybe even getting our first Ryusei today, which will be very exciting. There is one event that we're missing in the timeline, which is the Super Parallel Imposition event or something like that. It features Yorktown 2, Hornet 2, and basically a whole bunch of remastered Eagle Union ships. So I'll be going over some of the ships I got from that event, some of the gear. Without further ado, let's visit the past. So past me, please take it away. Alright, so we're gonna head into the Parallel Superimposition event. And I did go ahead and grind out chapters A and chapters B, and I did do a little bit of B3 farming just so I won't be behind in the event, because today is the last day for this event and I'm very much behind. We're gonna have a little bit to grind and hopefully I can actually get the stuff I want. Main goal today is gonna be the UR plane, which I already actually grabbed just recently. And then we will also be grabbing Hornet 2 and the Hellcat HVAR mounted design prints. And then if we have time and points left over, then I think it's probably going to be wise to start grabbing the oil and the coins, because that's just good. And then we can also grab the augment modules, which are also pretty cheap and they're pretty good once we start getting augments on everyone. And then we'll probably start to grab the tech boxes and the purple plates. I'm not going to worry about blueprints or cognitive array, because the cognitive array we don't need yet, and we also already have quite a bit, so we'll leave that for the next event if the cognitive array pops up into the shop again. We're just going to be cruising along, trying to get as far as possible. Not going to worry about getting 3 stars. I just want to see where my team kind of lands in terms of this event, because this event, I'm going to be honest, is very difficult. There's just a lot of like new stuff. Like you got repair ships, as you can see. There's like submarines that turn into the SD bombers. They got fucking jets. They got like different mechanics, like weather robot mechanics. Like it's a very interesting event, different from, you know, the usual events that I'm used to, like the inverted Orthant rerun event or even the Visitors Died in Red War Archive. There's just a lot of just new for me, so it's very intimidating, but I think for most players, if you have like a built-up team, then it should be no problem. Now, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the 2 units that are in this event. So, Hornet 2 and Langley 2, aka Hornet Remastered and Langley Remastered. In my opinion, I think Langley 2 is good, but like there's so many other good options and other carriers that you can use. I think Langley provides a little bit of aviation and accuracy to your main fleet. I mean, it's not bad, it's just like not that good, you know what I mean? Now, Hornet 2, on the other hand, she's a little something. She's a little spicy. I think one of her skills is like if she is below a certain HP threshold, then her detection gauge reduces to 0, and your main fleet takes no ramming damage for like 8 seconds, which is actually pretty good, specifically for World 14, which is what I've noticed about these newer ships. Hornet 2 might be worth using on like an Eagle Union carrier fleet, which is kind of what I was going for the end game. Something like Independence, Enterprise, and maybe Hornet 2 or Bunker Hill, something like that, or even Prince of Wales perhaps. And in terms of gear, like I mentioned before, the Sky Raider you are playing it's good. Like, it's good, but it's not going to be good for generic use. It's going to be better for niche uses, specifically against light armor units and medium armor units. And then the HVAR mounted Hellcat is going to be in the same position as the Sky Raider. Here's the jets. There's 25 jets coming. Look how fast they come across your screen. Like, they don't got that much HP, but they're very intimidating. Think of it as like the SD bombers, but they're in the fucking sky. That's basically what those planes are. But I think even if we don't get to D3, it's gonna suck because that's the only place where we can actually farm the Hellcat HVAR. Oh, I crashed. I think it's okay because we'll still get 1 at the end of the day from the point accumulation, like I mentioned before, and buying the prints from the supply shop. So I don't think we need multiple copies. Obviously, the more the merrier, but it's not 100% necessary. Now, if I was going for something like fleet power, then I might be crying, but I don't even know if it's good for fleet power. Like, I think ideally for most players, I heard the general consensus is you want to farm like 6 copies of this plane. But I think if you're like a new player or a casual player, just getting 1 will be okay for now. We can also farm D1. There's a chance to drop toolbox or toolkit design print, and then also the quadruple 40mm Bofors anti-air gun design prints, which is the exact thing that I need to actually maybe progress in the game, because right now we're using like random anti-air guns. I only have like a couple quadruple 40mm Bofors guns, and some of them are purple. I'm using the octuple pom-pom gun, which, I mean, it's fine, but like, it's not that good. Our average level here is level 90 through 96, so we actually might not even be able to even attempt D3 because our average level is that low. And we're on to D2, Devil in the Tower. I'm not excited about this. Levels are probably going to be near 100. Ship average is level 95, and we're 96. I think with enough skill, we could do this. I'm not worried about the boss fleet. Boss fleet is pretty easy to take care of. The mob fleet is what is going to be struggling, trying to protect Arizona like the damsel in distress that she is. I think it would probably be better if you brought some anti-torpedo bulges to this event instead of toolboxes, since there's so many torpedoes being thrown out. Like, that's kind of ridiculous. I have to use the planes to kind of clear all of the torpedoes. Okay, but the elite ship has been defeated, and we came out pretty unscathed. So I think if we're just diligent with our planes, we should be good. As long as the SD bombers don't get past, I think that's the main thing that's doing the damage. But it's kind of hard to not get them past, since I have 2 very slow units on my team, so I just move incredibly slow. Okay, Arizona's heavily damaged. How did that happen? I'm scared now. We got healing coming. There's Unicorn. Just make sure we kill the sub. What? Well, that's okay. That's fine. I'm pretty sure my boss fleet can still do wonders. Okay, this is a little stressful. Okay, we're not blocked onto the boss. Level 100. I only have a couple ships above level 100, and that would be Hunter Meta and Hiryu, the 2 ships that kept getting MVP during episode 2, I think. I think the whole plan is save your planes until the boss, and then do as much damage as possible to them. And we have 3 minutes. Remember, play with your time. If you know you're not going to do well, play with your time. You don't need to worry about doing as much damage as possible. I need the Vanguard to take care of the trash, and then the main fleet will do all of the damage. We missed the radar scan on the boss by like half a second. That one hurts. We're taking quite the beating here. There's a lot of stuff going on. Hiryu's gonna go out. 37 bars of health left, 36. Oh my god, what is going on? I do not remember this at all. Help me. Help me. Oh, why am I so slow? We just need the Vanguard to survive? What is going on? Okay, wait. I think we got this. 16 left. Hunter meta's looking healthy. Oh no, not this part. Not this part. Portland's gonna die. Portland's gonna die. We're all burning. Oh no. Throw out a torpedo, hope for the best. 4 health bars. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. On to D3. I did not think we would be able to beat D2. I'll be 100% honest. But on to D3. The final countdown, man. Well, we need more ship average. So, can't use submarines, but maybe if I use XP packs. So we finally are able to do D3. It took quite a bit of farming on D2, and I basically used up all my XP packs, but we can finally try this level. Everyone is pretty much low mood, so I might mood kill, which is something you don't see on the channel until today. So we're probably gonna do about 1 run to see if we can beat this. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But it seems like she's going down relatively fast. Now, I know our unicorn's pretty stacked up on levels. I think she's like a level 106, so we are level diffing them by a little bit. Now, these whirlpools are kind of annoying because they do a lot of damage to you and you can't avoid it. We actually might beat D3. This is crazy. I did not think we would be able to beat D3 at all in any capacity, but I thought this would be a little more intense, considering that when I did D2, it was damn near impossible. Hopefully there's not a lot of trash before the boss. That's really what I'm scared about. Hopefully not a lot of subs either, because we don't have good sub counters. Our main gimmick is that we have main fleet survivability in the form of Hiryu final counter, and we have damage. So I think as long as we DPS fast enough, we should be good. Okay, great. On to the boss. Hopefully they don't have any BS stuff. We're about half health. They're about 1/4 HP left. Defense order's gonna help. Oh my gosh. Okay, Portland's gonna go down probably. There she goes. Hunter meta is alive. Time that. 11 bars. Hiryu, please hit. A little close. I mean, we were kind of missing our planes a little bit, the plane damage, but we came through. During my off time, I'm going to be beating D3, and I'll probably farm up in D2 a little bit so I can get more levels, and then auto search in D3 if I have the oil and the mood. Again, like I mentioned before, I literally only have like 9 hours from now to actually do the event. Let's go ahead and enter the next section, which I don't know what it's gonna be because past me is dumb. So future me, please take it away. Alrighty, so we're back in our timeline. A couple things I want to do before we hop into the Khorovod of Dawn's Rime event rerun. We are going to be going over the ships I've acquired, give a little progress update, going to be going over the gear I have on my ships, and talk about what ships I want to get in the future. So I have been leveling up, been grinding a lot, as you can tell. I'd say about 100 to 105-ish is where my ships kind of land. We did complete a lot of retrofits, as you can tell. Unicorn retrofit, Javelin retrofit, Helena retrofit, and Portland retrofit, and even Shoho retrofit as well. Next retrofit targets are probably going to be Soryu, Laffy, San Diego, and Ayanami, wherever Ayanami is. Let's go ahead and talk about the gear I have on my main ships, starting with Hiryu. I mean, what can I say? Hiryu's pretty much stacked. She's got a golden Hellcat, she's got 2 golden steam catapults, she's got a purple Helldiver. The only thing I can really improve is obviously getting like some wyverns and some Tenrais, or getting some Gear Lab equipment, and obviously trading the purple Barracuda out with a better plane, so a golden Barracuda or a Ryusei, depending on what I want to go for. We do have Unicorn here. Her gear is not highly leveled, but she is carrying at least 1 golden steam catapult. A lot of transitory gear that we have on Unicorn, but it's a-okay. We do have the golden torps on Hunter meta because we did farm up quite a bit of golden torps, and I did get them from tech boxes as well. We are still using this single 127mm main gun here. We're mainly using it for the firepower, so our slashing attack does more damage. I think later on I want to go ahead and switch this out with a gun that either has more firepower or a gun that just simply does more damage. We're still using a filler anti-air gun because we don't have enough anti-air guns for all of our units, but I think I want to put a quadruple 40mm Bofors anti-air gun on Hunter meta. And of course, we are using the typical survivability gear, so a repair toolkit and a naval camouflage. Of course, we're going to want to replace the naval camouflage with a hydraulic steering gear at some point. Now, Claudia Valance is also pretty geared up as well. Thankfully, she doesn't require 2 golden steam catapults because she has the event gear that goes along with her, so haven't quite finished fully leveling it up, but we do have an elixir, mystic robe, which gives aviation, and this one actually gives a little bit of evasion, and then it also provides a little bit of healing and provides a barrier to the frontline units. So in our case, it would be Kala ideas. Some gear does need to be replaced, like obviously we need the golden versions of these planes. I do want to trade the TBF Avenger and the Swordfish for double Barracuda. Minneapolis is pretty well geared as well. I think you're finding a very common theme with my ships is that we kind of need plates to level up our gear. That's why the majority of our gear is level 6. We're missing the purple plates, and I actually think we're missing the blue plates a little bit. Javelin here is also pretty well geared. She's basically got the juice and the sauce. I think the only thing that can be replaced is her main gun, which I'll probably farm up at some point. And then we have Kala Ideas, who's also pretty stacked on gear IMO. I did go ahead and grind out this gun right here, which is the Azuma gun that you can get from the Lab Research 2. So I went ahead and grabbed this. I think before we were using this gun right here, which was like okay, but like it wasn't the best. But we do have a triple 155mm main gun mount, which is the gun that I usually use on battleships. But I decided to use it on Kala because I don't really want to use any of these other guns here. And I did go ahead and add an accelerator gun on Kala Ideas as well, along with a toolbox and an evasion piece, which is a crystal ice bomb, which I got from the Atelier Ryza collab. This gear, I'm going to be honest, is mostly suited for just spamming. As you can tell, we have 2 autoloaders, and we do have this twin 381mm advanced main gun mount, which does like no damage, but it has a very low fire rate, so that's why I have it on her. Moving on to Helena, I gave her my first golden quadruple 40mm Bofors anti-air gun. She does have a toolkit followed up by an SG radar, because the SG radar works with the Radar Scan Plus. And she does have a transitory light cruiser gun. I wanted to go for an anti-air gun that also gives a decent amount of firepower, so I wouldn't put this gun right here. But I think later on I might want to go for this gun. Moving on to Kaga. Now Kaga's not super duper geared, as you can tell. He's got a lot of transitory gear, using an aviation oil tank, steam catapult, and her skills are still level 1. And Portland retrofit, I did give her the quadruple 40mm Bofors anti-air gun mount, of course the purple version, because I have heard that she does have a decent amount of anti-air, so I went ahead and gave her a pretty decent anti-air gun. And then here we have Soryu. We have the Hellcat and a Helldiver on her, along with the TBF Avenger, which actually we can probably replace with, I don't know, a Barracuda or a Tencent. It doesn't really matter since Soryu's efficiency on the torpedo bomber is pretty bad. It's like 115%. You don't have to actually worry about this slot too much. Definitely prioritize the dive bomber slot. I kind of stopped using Belfast, but she's still pretty good. We gave her a golden torpedo mount because I did have extra torpedo mounts to spare. I did give her this HE gun, which I don't know if it's good, but I'm gonna use it because it does have high explosive ammo, which does work with her skills. I did give her an octuple 40mm pom-pom gun because she is a light cruiser and does have a pretty good amount of anti-air, so I'm gonna give her a good anti-air gun. And then she has the standard survivability gear as well. Let's go ahead and talk about the ships I got during my off time. We went ahead and got Akagi, which was pretty insane. We did get Charles Osborne, which is pretty good for a farming fleet, especially for the lower levels, of course. I went ahead and grabbed Dace from the guild shop. Don't know if she's good or not, but I'm gonna level her up regardless because we only had 2 submarines beforehand. We do have Renown, who is a battle cruiser, which is pretty good because we don't have any battle cruisers except for Repulse, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to use Repulse ever again. We did go ahead and get Langley 2 and Hornet 2 Suzu from the Parallel Superimposition event, and I went ahead and got Jamaica and Colorado from the guild shop as well. Lamalin and Atago I got from the metal shop. I did go ahead and get Ayanami. I think in the last episode I got Z23, but I forgot to mention that I got Z23. I fully limit broken Z23. I don't plan on using Z23, but Ayanami we got, and I'll slowly be leveling her up. We did go ahead and grab South Dakota from the Merit shop. We did get some other miscellaneous ships, as you can tell, Z20, Terror, Gromkey, London, Z21, etc. And then from the Visitors Died in Red War archive, we went ahead and grabbed Shiratsuya and Akatsuki. And then just today, I did go ahead and got Rune Muse from the Core Data Exchange. So that's exciting. Probably going to be replacing Portland. A little bit of progress update on the lab. I'm currently doing PR4, mainly because I want to grab this anti-air gun right here on the right, as you can tell. It's basically like the quadruple 40mm Bofors anti-air gun that I was going for in the last episode, except it's slightly better because it has a little more range than that gun that I mentioned earlier. We can also get a Sayun Kai, which is basically like a Ryusei, except it does less damage, but it has more consistency. I think that's just about everything that I want to cover. Hopefully I didn't forget anything crazy, because that would be kind of bad. Let's go ahead and talk about the ships I want to get in the future while I grind the Khorovod of Dawn's Rime event. So we're going to be talking about the ships I want to grab for today and into the future, starting with Talon. Talon is a pretty good tank. She's got a high amount of HP and a high amount of luck, so both of them in conjunction are a pretty good combination to become a tank. We can also grab Gromkey for today, but I don't think I will necessarily use her because she's not the best of the best, and we already have other options. We are going to be grabbing Zuikaku for today, hopefully from the Visitors Died in Red War archive. After that, we will be grabbing Noshiro as well from the Swirling Cherry Blossoms War archive. I was thinking about grabbing Isuzu from 7-3, but looking at our dock right now, we kind of already have some anti-air counters. We have Sandy, which is not built up at all, but like we have her. We have Cleveland. We can grab Newcastle and San Juan from the Merit shop. So we already have the tools that we need to conquer chapter 13. If I plan on auto farming in chapter 13, like let's say for example I want to grab Bunker Hill but I don't want to manual farm, then maybe grabbing a Suzu as an extra anti-air counter will help out a lot. I still want to grab Hood and Enterprise if at all possible. Now we can get one or the other in the rookie missions, but like I said before, I think it's just better to just wait until I either get a BB or a CV in the metal shop. In terms of the Merit shop, there's a couple options that we can still go for. Albacore is going to be a decent option because she is a pretty good sub, especially with her augment module now. It really just enhances her damage. I still want to grab Warspite for PvP, and I do want to grab Independence, a retro from the Core Data Exchange. Arc Royale Retrofit, that's one thing I kind of overlooked. I could use Arc Royale Retrofit in conjunction with Enterprise because both of them do pretty high damage. I believe Arc Royale Retrofit does slow the enemy down, I think, which is pretty good in chapter 14 because the ships tend to move past your Vanguard fleet quite fast, and being able to just slow down the ships is it could save you a lot of HP on your main fleet. And of course, we're still going to be wanting to grab Prince of Wales possibly, and I think I want to grab Duke of York as well from the War Archive at some point, maybe after Noshiro, because she is a pretty good boss killer. She does a pretty decent amount of damage, and then she also debuffs the enemy. And then Arizona Meta I want to grab because she's a battleship, and I heard good things about Arizona Meta. Those are all the ships that I want to cover. Yeah, back to the event. Let's go. Alright, so there's a couple pieces of gear that we can get from this event that are event exclusive. One of them is the twin 130mm B-2LM main gun mount. Yes, that is the name, and you can get it from the exchange shop, the event exchange shop, And this is a pretty good gun for your destroyers, and I think it's pretty solid for your battleships as well, mainly because it does give a pretty high amount of firepower. I believe it gives 35 firepower stat, so that'll be pretty good for your battleships to give that firepower stat. And it's also just a good destroyer damage dealing gun. The other gun that we can get that's farmable on stage D3 is the triple 152 B-38 Mark V main gun mount. It is a light cruiser gun with a very high amount of DPS, and it's actually better than the gear that we have on Helena right now. So it's pretty advisable to farm up in D3. We're on to D3. Ships are gonna be quite difficult, so I'm not looking forward to this. I'm actually gonna go ahead and manual here. And we're just gonna auto sub whenever we can. Subs aren't leveled up. Well, they are leveled up, but they don't got any gear on them. I haven't really invested too much of my resources into their gear. Mainly because submarines aren't the most important until chapter 14, I feel like. Because that's where shit hits the fan. Alright, so it seems like the mob fleet did pretty well here. We were struggling to do damage, of course, with no ammo. But onto the boss, they're 105. I don't know how this is gonna go. Seems like we don't have a lot of damage. I don't really trust javelin damage. I mean, we obviously have Hiryu being buffed by Soryu, which is always good. But other than that, we kind of got nothing. I mean, I guess Minneapolis can do damage, but I don't know. We'll see who gets MVP this round. If I win, that is. But if I had to gander, I think Portland will die at some point. Not because she's underleveled, but because I'm bad at the game. My Hiryu is burning. That's a big ass laser. Holy cow. Okay, hopefully she doesn't proc that thing again. Seems like we got it though. Maybe, please. There we go. Thank you, Minneapolis. Yeah, okay. That was a little scary. The laser beams kind of just destroyed our vanguard. But, I mean, we had Javelin left still alive. And of course, Hiryu gets MVP. And everyone else actually did, like, no damage. I guess Javelin and Minneapolis did a little bit. Well, we successfully, I'd say, got to where we wanted, which was D3. I'm not sure if we could do the SP, but we could try. We need 110 average. And we don't have it. We could like get 106 at best. Wait a minute. What if I just... Holy shit. Okay, we could do the SP level with literally 3 ships. Y'all think it's doable? I think not, but fuck it. I'm just gonna try this for fun. I already know I'm not gonna beat it, but we'll see. You never know. We got the healing and a hunter meta as the carry unit. Surely this will go well. It's okay. We're gonna be doing this for the XP anyways. Less for the actual point reward. 1000 HP. Come on. Come on, hunter meta. The torp should do it. Okay, there we go. Now let's just try to get as much healing as possible. We got 1 round of healing. Alright, that's pretty bad. IMO. Hunter meta is pretty much dead. I'm almost dead. I'm gonna die in like 2 seconds. Yep, okay. You know, you can't win them all, but definitely can't beat the SP level, even though I tried my best. We just gotta get our other ships leveled up so I can actually run a proper formation. Now we have about 17k points. We didn't get Talon, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy Talon here. I'm only gonna buy 1 copy. Nothing crazy. Of course, we're gonna lock her. Not sure if we're gonna use her because we have Rune Muse, like I mentioned before. I'm gonna go ahead and get the gun here because it's a good gun. And I'm gonna go ahead and buy all the oil as well, because oil is always nice to have. And you know what? Let's just buy out the coins too. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and enter D3 on the Visitors Died in Red War Archive. We are 7 out of 60 to getting Zuikaku. We'll try to grind as much as possible. And I'll just be using a random assortment of ships and make sure their rolls are all good. And yeah, let's just hope we get to Zuikaku in a timely manner. And if not, we'll be making some good progress on the stage nonetheless. So let's go ahead and cue a montage right now. Alrighty, so I'm back from the farming. We did end up getting Zuikaku, and we also got a couple other goodie bags. We did get Arc Royale and Vestal as well, so that's pretty exciting. Arc Royale, I'm probably going to build her up to pair her with Enterprise and probably Independence, and I'm hoping that team comp for the main fleet for the boss will work from basically here on out. And I'm hoping it works in chapter 14, because if it don't, I don't know what to do. I'll be 100% honest. I'll have to rely on y'all in the comments to help me out. Really quickly, I do want to announce the winner of the Cube Tribute Jar competition, and the winner is gonna be Robar. Congratulations to Robar. Sorry if I butchered your name, but you did win, and I will be commenting on your comment from the previous episode, so make sure you keep an eye out, or you could DM me on Discord and we can talk about your reward, because I prefer to keep it a secret. But yeah, congratulations, you guessed 375 cubes. The amount of cubes I had was 500 or so, somewhere around there. Now that'll be all for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Now, really quickly, I want to kind of go over some things I want to do in the next episode and kind of just where I'm at. So going into the next episode, since I didn't really cover everything I wanted to, because if we did cover everything I wanted to, this video would have been straight up an hour plus. I'm not even kidding. I want to cover the campaign, specifically chapters 9 and 10 and maybe 11. And then I'm going to definitely cover Operation Siren, and we'll be doing a bit of the Swirling Cherry Blossoms War Archive and farming in that. A little update on myself, because I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. I'm kind of getting tired of making these videos. It's not like I hate doing it, it's a lot of work and it's very time consuming, and I kind of want to do other videos and also do this series as well, because just doing this series by itself is a little, you know, it gets repetitive after a while. So expect other videos and expect this series to kind of slow down a little bit. I'm thinking I'll try to stay within a 2 to 3 week range, but if I go a little bit over, then just know that, you know, I'm working on it. But anyway, that'll be all for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you really like my voice, or, you know, you like the video or stuff like that. I'm gonna head out of here. Y'all stay safe out there, because life is quite relentless. Love you guys, and I hope to see you guys next time. Peace.